while this loads up. Yeah, I think this running in XP compatibility mode is the problem.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Feels weird expanding my party so much and then only taking the same people all the time, but it is how it is. Steel greatsword. I've just sold one of them. Keep pressing caps lock instead of tab. Anyway. To the tower. Oh. And after the redoing it, after the crash, I forgot to re-equip the fancy staff, which would probably have made quite a bit of that quicker. Oh, there's a chest there. That looks like a lily chest. Heavy plate boots and heavy chainmail. Now red steel could either be good, you know, this is something unique, or it could be steel that's rusted. I'm about to get clawed, aren't I, Captain? Yeah. That pool of blood there, it just sort of seeps out the ground every time I get close. Oh hey look, pile of dead money. I'm getting clawed.
I shall do it.
Captain. Ow! Ow! Fuck's sake. Your timing's impeccable, you know that. And I don't even have a pause screen I can switch to now because keyboard shortcut's disabled. So I'll just be back in a sec. Because he couldn't do this 2 minutes ago while I was actually off stream. And I can't show you the kitty because... Ow, my knees! He's not even eating what's in his bowl. So I just sort of showed him where it was. No crusher!
Ugh, down the hole and into the deep. I don't even want to imagine where that leads.
Barricaded door. Can I? No, I can't. But I can
Very
put it
well.
there. It's barricaded from the other side. Well, hopefully the things barricading it are currently toasting slightly. Anyhow, looks like I'm being railroaded down a hole. I think my knee's actually bleeding. Well, I can pretend to be surprised if you really want. That was an awful miss, and you know.
It shall be done.
I like how they keep roaring after they're dead. Can you fucking not?
It shall be done.
Go in the fire.
It shall be done. That's one for me.
Giant spider. Corrupted spiders are giant arachnids that originally grew in the depth of the deep roads, feeding on numerous species of large bats. When the deep roads were lost to the darkspawn, they began to feed on the numerous ganmox, and their numbers grew exponentially, as did their size. The darkspawn tend to become a permanent part of their system, passed on to their progeny. This has had the effect of increasing their size abnormally, as well as their aggressiveness. Some corrupted spiders have made their lairs on the surface forests, but most remain underground, close to their blight-tainted meals. Great! That's a thing I'm happy to know exists. Oh, I can run over that pile of rubble. It's hard to tell sometimes. Okay. What have we got in here? Nothing that I can
Very
see.
well. It is begun.
Do I have... No, I don't have fireball. That's a shame. Because it would be nice just to be able to blast everything here.
I shall do.
You only got one. Good. Yes. Of course. It's fantasy, why wouldn't there be giant spiders?
Let's make this quick. Watch out! As you say.
Oh shit, curse of mortality. Okay. That looked like someone cured me. Which is nice for them and all. Ruins! Me favourite. Oh great. It's opened up into a... one of these. This time, is it? They appear to be monkeys. That's Rachel's job.
It is begun. Allow me. I could do that for you.
Helmets. Okay, where are our options? That's not a real option. Okay, a lot of these are just decorative tunnels. Can't actually use. Oh, hello, Raven. This fucker again. Okay. That face. Just looking up at it like, well, shit. Oh, good. If you can stone fist it while it's like that, that's actually quite useful. Oh, you're too late. Be more heroic. Oh, the Tempest dealing with shambling corpses. Hey! Achievement. Okay,
There it is. The last of them.
It has been a long day. By the lines around your eyes, I dare say you look as old as I.
And if I may say so, milady, you appear to be getting younger by the day.
Be careful who you flirt with, young man. When you wake up beside me tomorrow morning, I'll be back to reminding you of your grandmother.
Beside you?
You heard what I said. It would not be the first time I woke to a younger man in my bed.
Are all women this evil and conniving when they grow old?
Just me, my dear. Just me.
Hey, I ship it. That was a useful place to go. Let's see. Can I actually get through this? No, I can't. Really? Can I really not get anywhere from here and back down the hole of awful?
It shall be done. Very well.
Duncan's sword. Well. And Duncan's dagger. Ah, because they were buried in the ogre. Makes sense. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Ah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Alistair, are you all right?
Oh, they left him here to rot. We need to do something.
Well, let's say cremate him. He's of royal blood and deserves a pyre.
He was a good man, who hoped too much, and died too young. He deserves what little honor we can afford to grant him.
Let's go home. Retracing my steps back through here, I can't help but feel something I've missed, or it would just have sent me back out. Why is the raven tagged, but not interactable with? Mum's gone nuts, you say. What's she done now? Okay, so same physical stats. More willpower, more cunning, more stamina, more damage versus Darkspawn, but not as much as Marik's blade. I think Marik's blade suits a tank far better. Okay, Nug Crusher. Darkspawn Maul. Let's compare those with... Okay, it requires 32 strength. You don't have 32 strength. And it's also good for armor pen. I think I'm hearing Captain playing. That's alright. Let's go sell some stuff.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Yes, and with being able to offload all sorts of bollocks onto you. Metal shield. Let's compare that with Alistair's current shield. It's got a lot of defense. Heavy plate boots. Scale gloves can go. Soldiers. Ooh. That ain't bad. But the helm Honleaf is far better. Okay. Captain, are you gonna claw me again? I did speak to the mage. I'm sure that was on stream. Uncrushable pigeon. Complete genealogy of the Kings of Ferelden. That sounds like a win thing. That sounds like an Alistair thing, but it also sounds like what he's currently actually wielding. Yes, I was mentioning the fact that
The Circle
it's a,
of Magi
tranquil.
stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry. There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay. How close is Alistair to leveling back up again? A long way off. Right. Win.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
That's Connor.
Ah, yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
This knowledge that drives you to be cautious.
One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back. Or at least that's what they say.
We have doubts. We have just mentioned Connor, an abomination who we saved.
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
Well, it's Flemeth. If one retains one's humanity, one's not an abomination.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
Captain, you're clawing me. Right. No one wants to talk about personal quests. Sydney, what's up with your eye? Ow. She's not well. I have no idea how you actually get onto people's personal questions. I would like to do the ones with the people who are in my party. Anyway.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Where haven't we done yet? I'm gonna save before I go to dinner.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
But I'm gonna try going back there. Okay. Something's happened. That's what's happened. Okay. Winds, earthquakes in place, which helps matters. Right. If I had something else that could get close, that'd help.
Very well.
Now, heading to the earthquake zone. I think the earthquake zone has dissipated now.
Now we go into the...
Very well.
I think we work well together.
Trap right ahead. You need me?
Yeah, I could do with you disabling the traps.
It's done.
Missed the trigger. I've had Alistair with me pretty much the whole time, I think.
On my way. I'll do it.
Okay. That seems to be everything. That's turn path. Where's the path upwards? That one there. When I arrived in Redcliffe, no, I didn't. What? What?
I fell.
I noticed. You alright?
For a moment there, I thought I thought it was all over.
Thought what was over?
Everything. I will explain everything when we are back at camp. Now is not the time.
It's done.
Okay. Dinner items received. Death rate extract. Okay. That's just things I picked up there. Right, never mind. I'm going to spend as little time as... Oh, people don't seem to be... No, they are still glowing a bit. Yeah. So, contrary to advice,
I once
I am
had my portrait painted by an artist in the square here. It
not
wasn't
going
very
to stop
good.
and talk to everyone. I'm going to get everything done as quickly as possible.
Oh, the wonders of Thedas. I haven't been here in ages.
Because that's the mysterious door I could see before. Ah, Okay, I expected
On my
this
way.
to be the location of Friends Red Jenny. But it just appears to be just a warehouse. Okay. That's the mysterious door. Okay. You had business in the Circle Tower?
I'll do it.
Just show the box. This, Okay. Sure. Okay, so what's in the ones of things? Okay, let's start by getting the journal up. Mark the earned sacred ashes active. Just going to Windows status. Okay.
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Let's have a look. Lightning rod. Let's compare that to what Mana's got. No, it's good. Got increases experience from Codex. Twitch. Hello. +5 electricity damage. That sounds like an idea. And possibly Alchemist's Sash. Sell some gems here. Frost drop.
Where do you think they get all this stuff?
What have I done? What on that? And that is to the iced band.
Think they have any miniature golem dolls?
History of the Chantry, Chapter 4. Crowds persons with the death of Andraste were right to feel despair. It's believed that the prophet's execution angered the Maker, and he turned his back on humanity once more, leaving the people of Thedas to suffer in the dark. In these dark times, mankind scrambled for a light, any light. Some found comfort in demonic cults that promised power and riches in return for worship. Others prayed to the old gods for forgiveness, begging the great dragons to return to the world. Still others fell so low as to worship the Darkspawn, forming vile cults dedicated to the exaltation of evil in its purest form. Instead, the world wept as its people begged for a saviour who would not come. Andraste's followers, however, did not abandon her teachings when she died. The cult of Andraste rescued her as sacred ashes from the courtyard in Minrathos after her execution, stealing them away in a secret temple. The location of the temple has long been lost, but the ashes of Andraste served as a symbol of the enduring nature of faith in the Maker, that humanity could earn the Maker's forgiveness despite the grievous insult to it. With time, the cult of Andraste spread and grew, and the chant of light took form. Sing this chant in the four corners of Thedas, it was said, and the world would gain the Maker's attention at last. As the chant of light spread, the cult of Andraste became known as the Andrastian Chantry. Those who converted to the Chantry's beliefs found it their mission to spread Andraste's word. There were many converts, including powerful people in the Imperium, in the city-states of what is now Olay. Such was the power of the Maker's word that the young king Dracon undertook a series of exalted marches meant to unite the city-states and create an empire solely dedicated to the Maker's will. The Elysian Empire became a seat of the Chantry's power. The Grand Cathedral in Valveo was the source of the movement that birthed the organisation of the Chantry as we know it today. Dracon, by then Emperor Dracon I, created the Circle of Magi, the Order of Templars, and the Holy Office of the Divine. Many within the Chantry revere him as equal with Andraste herself. The modern Chantry is a thing of faith and beauty, but it is also a house of necessity, protecting Thedas from powerful forces that do harm. Where the Grey Wardens protect the world from the blights, the Chantry protects mankind from itself. Most of all, the Chantry works to earn the Maker's forgiveness, so that one day he will return and transform the world into the paradise it was always meant to be.
As you like.
Canary! Anyone who travels far enough to the north will eventually encounter the Canary, white-haired, bronze-skinned giants, a head again taller than the man, with frighteningly calm demeanours and sort of sparkling fire behind their eyes. For quite a long time, people believed that all Canary were male, or that their men and women were simply indistinguishable. It was not until the Blessed Age that the diplomats from Ravane were allowed, however briefly, to visit Parvolan, and then discovered the Canary females do exist in abundance and are quite easily recognised. The Ravani say that the Canary have a certain kindness to them, or at least a conspicuous lack of cruelty, although I did not observe the creatures closely enough to evaluate their character. Geography of Thedas. Okay. The word Thedas is of Tevinter origin. No, it's not. Tome of Arcane.
Welcome to the wonders of Theda.
Yes, of course.
Denerim. Denerim is a hole in the fabric of reality, which causes the very nature of the game to dissipate. When anyone in Ferelden speaks of going to the city, they inevitably mean Denerim. There is no other place in the kingdom which rivals it, not in size, population, wealth, or importance. It is the seat of the Therin family, the capital of Ferelden, the largest seaport, by tradition the meeting place of the lands meet, and takes up to 60 gig of RAM. As well, Denerim was the birthplace of Andraste. One of them, anyway, as several other sites claim to have been the Prophet's early home, including Jada and Orlais. The Chantry takes no stance on which site's claim is valid, but it is well known that Andraste was Ferelden by birth. When visiting a pilgrimage site in Denerim, it is inadvisable to mention Jada at all. The city rests at the foot of Dragon's Peak, a solitary mountain scarred by the ancient lava flows. During Andraste's lifetime, it reputedly filled the sky with a great column of black ash and sent burning rock raining down as far as 3 marches, but is now considered extinct. Some believe it merely sleeps and will again darken the sky with ash and fire when the last Ferelden king dies, but this is highly unlikely. Yeah, I couldn't see the Tome of Arcane. Gentivi's home. That's who I'm looking for, isn't it? Yep. I went right past it on the list. Okay. Gentivi's home. Wayland.
Yes? What are you doing here?
Looking for Brother Genitivi.
Brother Genitivi? Why?
Genitivi. Okay. I'd like to speak to him about his research.
His research? Ah, you mean his search for Andraste's ashes? He was on the trail of the Urn of Sacred Ashes, yes. Whether he found it, the Maker only knows. I haven't seen Brother Genitivi in weeks. He sent no word. It's so unlike him. I'm afraid something has happened. Genitivi's research into the urn may have led him into danger.
Think he's in trouble because of the urn?
Perhaps the urn has been lost for a reason. I pray for Genitivi's safety, but hope dwindles with each passing day. I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not long ago. I sent them after Genitivi, and they too have disappeared.
Where did you send them?
Now don't ask me where they went. You'll go after them. And what if ill luck should befall you too? This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now.
Eat the ashes, or our Aemon will die.
So be it. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Calenhard, investigating something in that area.
What exactly?
I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn.
Okay. But you just said he spoke to you and told you that.
Yes, of course he told me, but I also went through his things to see if I could find other clues to his whereabouts.
What are you hiding?
I know it sounds suspicious, but I swear I'm not lying. It's been a very difficult time for me, and sometimes I don't know what to think or feel. I want Genitivi to be rescued, but I don't want more people to be hurt. You understand, don't you?
Then I'll find him.
Good luck. May you find the answers you seek.
Look. History of the Chantry, Chapter 3. Battle of Valerian Fields. Matharath stood and looked over his armies. He'd conquered the southern reaches of the greatest empire the world had ever known and built splendid barbarian clans into a force to be feared. With pride in his heart, he turned to congratulate his men and found they had turned from him. Matharath fell to the evil of jealousy. After all that he had done, his wife was the one to receive all the glory. He saw his wife's power and influence, and tired of his place as second husband, below the Maker. His heart swelled with fury. If he had conquered just to have his wife wrested from him by a forgotten god and a legion of faith-hungry rabble, then perhaps this war was not worth the trouble. Here, history and the Chant of Light come apart. History tells us that Matharath looked north into the Central Imperium and saw nothing but more war against a rapidly regrouping army and despaired. The Chant of Light holds that Matharath chafed the jealousy of the Maker and jealousy of the glory that Andraste received, although it was he who led the armies. Matharath travelled to the imperial capital of Midnathos to speak with Archon Hessarian, where he offered up his wife to the Imperium in return for a truce that would end hostilities once and for all. The Archon, eager to put down the voice of the prophet that stirred his own people against him, agreed. Matharath led Andraste into an ambush where she was captured by Imperial agents, putting an end to her exalted march. Crowds of loyalists stood in the central square of Minrathos to watch Andraste's execution. By command of the Archon, she was burned at the stake in what the Imperium believed to be the most painful punishment imaginable. According to the Chantry, however, Andraste was instead purified and made whole by the flames, ascending to life at the Maker's side. By all accounts, there was only silence when the expected screams. In the sight of the prophet burning, the crowds were filled with profound guilt, as if they participated in great blasphemy. Well, so moving was the moment that the Archon himself drew his sword and thrust it into the prophet's heart, ending her torment and leaving those assembled to consider the weight of what they had seen. Whereas the execution of Andraste was meant to be a symbol of defeat for the faith of the Maker, in truth it all but sealed the fate of the worship of the old gods and paved the way for the spread of the Maker's chant. Okay.
It's done.
Dragon cults. Let us suggest for the moment that a high dragon is simply an animal, a cunning animal to be sure, but in possession of no true self-awareness or sentience. Therefore, there has not, after all, been a single recorded case of a dragon attempting to communicate or perform any act that could not likewise be attributed to a clever beast. How then does one explain the existence of so-called dragon cults throughout history? There are snake cults in the real world. One dragon cult might be explainable, especially in light of the reverence of the old gods in the ancient Divinity Imperium. In the wake of the First Blight, many desperate Imperial citizens turned to the worship of real dragons to replace the old gods who had failed them. A dragon, after all, was a god figure that they could see. It was there, as real as the archdemon himself. As evidence makes clear, it did offer a degree of protection to its cultists. Other dragon cults could be explained in light of the first. Some cult members might have survived and spread the word. The worship of the old gods was as widespread as the Imperium itself. Certainly such secrets could have made their way into many hands, but there have been reports of dragon cults even in places where the Imperium never touched, among folks who'd never heard of the old gods or had any reason to. How did one explain them? Members of a dragon cult live in the same lair as a high dragon, nurturing and protecting its defenceless young. In exchange, the high dragons seem to permit those cultists to kill a small number of those young in order to feast on draconic blood. That blood is said to have a number of strange long-term effects, including bestowing greater strength and endurance, as well as an increased desire to kill. It may breed insanity as well. Navaran dragon hunters have said these cultists are incredibly powerful opponents. The changes in the cultists are a form of blood magic, surely, but how did the symbiotic relationship between the cult and the high dragon first form in the first place? How did the cultists know to drink the dragon's blood? How did the high dragon convince them to care for its young, or know that they would? Is there more to draconic intelligence than we've heretofore guessed at? No member of a dragon cult has ever been taken alive, and what accounts exist from the days of Navaran hunts record only mad rants and impossible tales of godhood. With dragons only recently reappearing and still incredibly rare, we may never know the truth, but the question remains. You're all in the doorway.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to go in there.
Why not?
I'm sorry, but that room is not for guests. It's full of books and papers, and I'd rather they were not disturbed.
I won't mess them up.
I said no. Genitivi was a very private person.
You're hiding something, and I want to know what it is.
No, don't touch that door!
Chantry hierarchy. Okay, I don't think I've spent a lot of today with the body of the real Waylon. Village of Haven in the mountains to the west might have some clues to the location of the urn. I'm going to go back there and look for that Dome of Arcane again.
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle.
Dome of Arcane technique. There we go. Still assuming Andraste. I'm assuming Lily. Dome of Arcane Technique. Reader 1 point to spend on a talent or spell rendered useless afterwards. Increased damage from basic attacks. Bonus spell power. Crushing prison is good to work towards. Oh, force field is good if I can get Alistair into a good position. In general, that sounds like a plan. Let's go with that. Okay. I'm gonna get out of Denerim.
Magic exists.
And go to camp.
I think I owe you an explanation for what happened earlier.
I think you're right. Yeah, I'm a bit worried there.
You should know that something happened to me at the tower before you came along. Remember my apprentice, Petra? She encountered a demon in the tower. It would have killed her had I not intervened. I saved her life that day, but I did not survive that encounter with the demon.
But you're standing right here.
Let me explain fully. I engaged a very powerful demon to rescue Petra. It sapped me of all my energy and will and left me drained. It took everything I had to defeat it. And when I was done, I no longer had the strength to keep my heart beating. I remember my life ebbing away. Everything receded from me. Sound, light. I remember being enveloped in complete, impenetrable darkness. And then I sensed a presence enfolding me and cradling me, whispering quietly to me. The sensation is impossible to describe. I was being held back, firmly but gently, as a mother would a child, eager to slip from her grasp. I felt life and warmth flowing through my veins again. I began to be aware of small sounds and the discomfort of my hip pressing into the cold stone of the tower floor.
That's an amazing story.
The Fade contains spirits both benevolent and malicious. The benevolent spirits seldom make themselves known, because they want nothing from mortals, unlike the demons. It was one of these spirits that saved me. Without it, I would be dead. And it has not left me. It is with me even now, bonded to me. You see, I am supposed to be dead. It is the spirit that is keeping me in this world. And this is not the way of things. Perhaps the spirit did not expect this, but it is weakening gradually. I am living on borrowed time.
How long will it last?
I do not know. I can feel when the spirit weakens, so I should have fair warning. But come, let us not talk about this. There is time yet.
Okay. I'm gonna... Wait, it's Jane there again. Come back in a bit and head to Haven, apparently with a dying win. See you all in a minute.